Coach, congrats on the win. Opening statement.
Yeah. First off, credit to Gardner-Webb. Their team fights. I told our team they fight in every single game they're in. All their losses are closer than it looks from the outside. And I thought they came in here and did the same thing. They fought until the very end. So credit to Jeremy. He's obviously has that team very engaged regardless of the circumstances that they're in right now. With that being said, just credit to our team. I thought we came out with great attention to detail. I thought we really defended the entire game with a couple, miscommunications and here and there, but just the way that we came out and decided to play defense today, I was really happy with that. I was really happy with the intensity our team played with. I thought we did a great job on the defensive glass, only allowing 7 offensive rebounds. Just a good overall effort, holding them to 38% from the field, 22% from 3. Just happy with that. I thought offensively in the first half, we had some things working, but there were some things that we were missing. And in the second half, I thought we started to see those things. We just missed some shots. We went 0 for 10 from 3 in the second half. So we got some of those looks that we wanted. We just didn't make them. But I thought the execution in the second half was actually better than the execution in the first half. But we shot. It looks reversed on the scoreboard. So happy with our team. I thought that was a good bounce back win after not playing a very good game on Saturday in a lot of areas. So just credit to them for being able to bounce back the way that they did today.
A'lahn, I'll ask the first question to you. Kind of as a unit, as this regular season goes along, some of the guys that you've become good friends with and played a lot of basketball with, like Trent Coleman, Jesse Hoffmeister, Reese Jones, are you starting to kind of appreciate these games more and more as the season goes by, realizing a lot of those guys are going to graduate, move on to new steps in life, and trying to appreciate these last couple games while you have them?
Yeah, them all my close friends, so them not going to be here next year. It takes a little toll on me, but just cherishing these moments we got right now and trying to win, so they have a good little last year is important.
Coach, you mentioned the defensive intensity. I know you talked about it a little bit on the broadcast, but can you speak to what the week looked like, knowing that Gardner-Webb was a team that has a high propensity to turn the ball over?
Yeah, again, we're one of the worst turn you over teams in the league. It's not a part of our scheme. Like we are very aware of that. Our team's very aware of that. But I thought that with their personnel, they would allow us to be a little bit more in the gaps, rake a little bit more, and I thought our guys did a good job of that today, adjusting to the game plan, which I think in turn allowed us to turn them over a little bit more than, particularly in the first half. I think they had 7 or 8 turnovers in the first half. They turned the ball over a lot more in the first half than we normally would cause teams. So, again, just a good job by our guys. Executing the game plan, being in the gaps against guys that we felt that we could, but then also getting out of the gaps against guys that we felt that we couldn't be in there against.
On the other side of that coin, the lack of turnovers for you, can you speak to how well you guys took care of the ball today?
Yeah, our guys did a great job. To be honest, we had a rough day in practice yesterday as far as taking care of the ball. We had a rough game on Saturday taking care of the ball. We've had a rough stretch. We've averaged about 15 or 16 turnovers in the last 5 or 6 games, and that's been like a big thing to our team every day is value the ball, value these possessions. We've had an uptick in our offensive rebounds, but we've had a downtick in turning the ball over. So it's kind of evened itself back out as far as those possessions. So just kind of make our guys aware of how important these possessions are. When we shoot the ball, we feel like we do a pretty good job of maximizing those possessions, but we have to get shots. And I think our guys came out today, and they played off 2 feet. They pivoted multiple times until they found somebody that was open. I just really appreciate the patience that they played with.
A'lahn, your coach showed a lot of trust in you in the second half of going back to the pick and roll after pick and roll after pick and roll. And I think some of that was because Gardner-Webb didn't know what they were doing and they really couldn't figure out how to guard it. But what did you see while you were in the pick and roll, because you were the main ball handler? It kind of seemed like you was in a flow state, like you was getting to the rim every time, you was getting what you wanted every time. Kind of talk me through that.
Yeah, so they were trying to send me like a certain way, and I did a good job at attacking that top foot. Yeah. They opened up on defense, and then when I did go the way they wanted me to, they in a deep drop, so it's a lot of options when I get in the paint.
Yeah, is a deep drop kind of what you want to see in the pick and roll? Do you want to see the big up? Like which ball screen coverage you think that you would like to see the most?
I feel like drop is the easiest.
Yeah.
I went on a little stretch where I was getting like hedged off every ball screen, and that kind of did like not distract me, but it had me like I had to get used to it in the second half of games. So yeah, that drop's kind of easy.
Coach, I know he's not at the podium today, but Jacob Taylor winning Freshman of the Week for the third time this season. You look at his box score; it's another what I like to call he checks all the boxes. He got you points, he got you assists, he got you rebounds, he got you steals. Can you talk about the maturity and the evolution of that young man as a freshman who's now playing like an upperclassman?
Yeah, he came in the summer, man, and I'm sure our team was tired of hearing me talk about that kid, but I was extremely impressed with him from the jump. His ability, freshmen don't come in and they're not able to play defense. I mean, that's nationwide. If you ask any coach, what do freshmen struggle with the most? It's defense, and this kid came in, and that was the best thing he did. I mean, it was super odd, and just that alone, being the type of program and the type of coach I am, that was getting the kid on the court from day one. And as time has gone, and as he's gotten games under his belt, the game has slowed down for him offensively. And I just credit the kid, man. He went to a really good high school, Wheeler, in Georgia. He's a state champion. And here's the thing: I went to the kid's state championship game. He might have played 7 minutes, maybe off the bench. He's up every time. He's cheering. He's throwing the threes up. When he gets in, he played hard. And I walked away from that game even more locked in on him because I knew I had the right kid because of how he was handling not playing a lot in the state. I mean, after the game, he's ecstatic and he's jumping up. He's pumping up his teammates, and he's playing with 4 and 5 stars and things like that. So he understands. But I really like that kid. I really, really like that kid. I'm happy with the success that he's getting. He's going to be a really good player in this program because he's just scratching the surface. But, what he did today is who he is. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. That's what he does. And it's so quiet. And then the other thing he does, he guards your best player, as a freshman. So really appreciative of him, really appreciative of his family and the way that he was raised because he takes hard coaching to the chin. Never complains, never pout, never. Doesn't matter how you go at him. Does not matter. That kid, he's built the right way.
So, A'lahn, the same pretty much question to you. You're arguably one of the better players on this team, especially penetration shooting. I'm sure you've had to go against Jacob in practice. What's that like?
It's fun. He got a lot of energy. He's young. Like Nim said, he's great at defense. So just competing. Teaching him some stuff that I know, just trying to get him to be the best for sure.
Coach, last one, kind of piggybacking off the Jake question. 3 times in one single season, Freshman of the Week. The last time that's happened is obviously 2017, 2018 with Flanders Fleming. Kind of talk about, as a guy who coached Flan and has recruited Jacob and has just been involved in that process. You see Flanders comment on the post, shouting out Jake and, congratulating him on his success. What does that mean to you as a coach that's building a culture here at Charleston Southern and gets to know these guys both on the court and off the court?
Well, Flan's a CSU guy through and through. He spent 4 years here. He did his grad year his COVID year at Florida, but he's a CSU guy through and through. He watches these teams. He wants to know these guys, and particularly those Georgia kids. Like Flan is a Georgia kid himself. Lon is from Connecticut, but he played high school basketball at Buford in Georgia. Jacob played at Wheeler in Georgia. Flan is very invested in these kids, and to see him shout out Jake, that's just. I think it kind of just shows, the love for the program that he has, that he's still keeping up. He's out there in France doing his thing, but he's still keeping up with these young guys. So just appreciative of Flynn and glad of that camaraderie that we got with guys that have played and kind of went through.
Gotcha. Good deal. We're good.
Appreciate it.